Okay, I've come back into the glass sim here because I want to make a few changes in here, quite a few changes actually. I noticed in the flip book there, if you watch your cache, you'll see some of the pieces on the floor are kind of rotating in a strange manner. So a big change I made was changing this to a sphere. I'll do that now quickly. And that meant we need to make some other changes here to get that kind of look again. So let me go through these. So the connectors, I'm changing these to service points, right, which kind of makes more sense. Just let that run through. It might take a bit of time. There we go. The search radius, I'm going to bring that down to 0.01. Oops, 0.01. Okay, so they're closer to the edge of the glass rather than connecting up into the middle of it. And just going to do some more connections there to make it nice and strong. Okay, and then in here the windscreen, so this is the glass here. I'm just going to weaken this just by 1 down to 2. Okay, then this windscreen as well, I think I've softened it down again. I've made it weaker here. So the glue is weaker, and also I'm bringing this back down to 50. I raised it up before, but I'm going to bring it back down now. These connectors are fine, I think. This is fine. This, yeah, just change this to sphere. Okay. I just found out the spheres were much more predictable, and they weren't. There was some strange forces being applied to the boxes. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but that's it. So I know I've also added another group, so I'm just going to drop in a group here with the constraints just above the split. Okay, I'm going to drop that in and visualize that. There we go. And yeah, leave that on primitives. I'm going to call this weak. Okay, I'm going to do this by a bounding region with a bounding box. So basically I want the glass on the side here so the soft constraints to not break on this side of the windscreen, right? So we get the glass holding together here, but then on this side it breaks. Okay, so yeah, just putting a box around this side of the windscreen, and it doesn't matter if this is included as well, because there's no soft constraints here. So I'll just drop in the values that I used for that, right? So it's minus 9.5, 0.5, and minus 5. Give me this box here. Okay, don't worry about this window. There are other groups controlling that. So from here onwards, they won't break basically. Okay, and then in here I have changed it to 0.05, so they're a bit weaker. Okay. And then in the bullet solver itself, in the solver, oops. Oh yeah, this is one thing as well. So inside, we need to kind of slow down because we're using spheres now. The pieces of glass are going to fall on the floor and they'll be rolling around quite easily. So we need to slow them down, right? So I'm going to dive in here, drop a geometry wrangle. I think you could use a pop wrangle as well. But geometry wrangle works. We're just going to do an expression to say if it's similar to what we did, I think maybe the same as what we did in the previous lesson. If the points are near the ground, then the velocity and the angular velocity will be slowed down. Okay, so if the position, so v at p in y is less than 0. We'll do 0.5 in this case. Then I would like you to reduce the velocity, so per frame. So v at v will be multiplied and set okay, by 0.9. Okay, so each frame the velocity will go down by 0.1 of itself. And we'll do the same with the angular velocity as well, so we don't have pieces spinning on the spot. Okay, v at w, angular velocity, which is the spinning basically. and that needs to be on point, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll dive back out of here, and then there are some changes I wanted to make to the constraints as well. I think in terms of this, I haven't made any changes. So over here, no, just the constraints, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to use that weak group, right? So I'm going to actually drop that in here. So weak, these are these soft constraints here, will be broken quite easily. Oh, sorry, 0.02 I want there. Okay. And then we've still got this, which is fine. I'm not changing this. That's just kind of for safety, or after frame 90, everything will simulate really quickly because everything's pretty much settled by then. Once they're all solid, you'll find the cache will go really quickly. And then the glass centric and radial, I've dropped this down to 0.00075, so they're really, really easy to break. Okay, even easier than before. And then I'm going to add one more here for the connectors, which is, where are you? This one. Okay, find the connectors. So that's just in case these glass bits around the edge. I found that some of them are stretching and you had pieces of glass floating. Just in case, then they'll be broken by 0.1. Hopefully they're all really strong soft constraints, so they'll hold the glass in place. But again, just in case they get pulled away by, for some reason, they'll break, so we don't have weird bits floating. So I think that's all the changes I wanted to make. So we can go ahead and cache this out. You can put like version 2 or something if you like. I'm just going to save over the top of what I've already got, and then we'll check that out.